Hello, welcome. Let me put that there so that instead of speaking past you, I'm speaking a bit more towards you. So, hello Kango Fango and VGR. Welcome. Okay, so Milton Valley Railroad. And as the title of the stream suggests, we're going to be building a new section. Well, we are going to, because this section is now finished. Which doesn't mean that I won't come back to do a few bits like fill in some baseboards so that you can't see the back of baseboards around the mountains. But it's basically finished. So where we're going to be working on today is this branch that's going up here. But the reason why I said that, yeah, we are going to, but and so on, is because this bridge needs to be reversed. Originally, I wanted this bridge to be facing northward, so that if a train is coming from over here, it would have to come this way, then run around, and then go down all that way. But then I decided, well, we've already got a couple of the sidings over here, but more so, we've got a couple sidings down by Nothesia, and I would much prefer to use those if any sort of arranging needs to be done. So that's why I want to reverse this. So, yes, there's the stream title. Vote we update the bridge to the north of the lake first. Can we have a Y with the bridges? Theoretically, yes, but no, I don't want a Y here. Don't ask me why. Okay, so let's change this up. Well, south, but you know what I mean. So let's put this like there. Then this one to like there. And this bridge, has this got a gradient? No, but maybe it should have one. Oh, that's vertex height, hold on. Ah, it does have one, okay. Hold on, I'll put that down to negative 0.29. Okay. Let's just put in a quick junction, and then we'll see. Okay, let's just get the gradient correct first. Yeah, that's very tight at the moment, so I'm going to need to have a little bit more of an embankment here or something like that. Okay, well, I might need to get a little bit more of the cliffside away to be able to fit this here. Okay, so yeah, so then I could either, I need to make this curve larger, either by moving the bridge this way, which I don't want to do because then I'd have to move where the river is and I don't want that, or I have to change the angle like that, which means that I'm going to have to, hold on, one moment, I need to press the correct buttons, which means that I'm going to have to make a bit of a larger loop like that. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that looks fine. Maybe? Maybe. Let's have a look. What sort of a curve radius do we have here? Let's see. Goes down to 66. Ah, here it's 50 at that point. Okay. I think that should be fine. I will test it with some locomotives later. And I will... actually, should I? maybe I should leave it like that. Seems about right. Yeah, it does. Okay, is that the correct height? Yes, that... Well, almost. Hold on. One moment. There we are. Okay, and I will make this a little bit more of a shallow embankment, so it's not basically a wall. And actually, let's do that now. Let's do that now. Yeah, of course the train needs adjusting. The curve needs to be broader. You mean than it is now? Or do you mean than it was a little while ago? Okay. Could I see it again? There you go. Hold on, I'll show you it on the little map. There you go. I used to use this all the time before you could just zoom out all the way to transition to the map view, because you weren't always able to do that, so you had to use the small map. So you can see it comes up from here and then over like that, and then over like this, and then down and over and up. Because we decided that this curve down here is alright, so I think that these curves are alright as well. Although I will test it. Yeah, the electrolyzer would be able to go around that just fine. Ah, well then it's okay. One moment, I'll try to sketch something. Okay. Using ASCII characters in Twitch chat, you mean? Or do you mean just something completely unrelated? You're just gonna try and sketch something. I do want to give Dwarf Fortress another go and explain it properly this time. Well, I say explain it properly. Explain it to the degree that I comprehend it. Okay, and I just need to fix, well, a few things. But first, I need to fix this just so it is actually there. Good, good. That infinitely in development game. What do you mean? Oh, you mean Dwarf Fortress? Ha, yes. Because I don't have a lot of experience in Dwarf Fortress, but I do really like the kind of simulation aspect of it. It doesn't really feel like a game, it just feels like a window to a fantasy world where you can suggest that the characters do stuff, but what they end up doing is, in the end, up to them. And I did have one live stream of it, which was actually the first ever miscellaneous live stream. But I kind of hurried with that because I think that was also when I did the second half of it. I wanted to do KSP. And so I didn't really do that good of a job of explaining a lot of it. Okay. By the way, I think you should leave that raised section as it is. I like it like that. Raised section? You mean... Oh, you mean this bit here? Yes, I'm gonna leave that, but do add some rocks. I'm just kind of making this side a little bit less vertical. How about instead of this? And then where's the second message? You had it more like that. That would make it go all the way like that. Which I could do, but I really like having the smaller bridge here. It paints a much nicer picture from over here. If you see the river coming in like that with the lake through the bridge just as it's opening up. If the bridge was back here somewhere, not in the lake, but back here, then you wouldn't get that as much. Too tight? Not if I go out far enough. If I started it from like here and then have the bridge curving like that, that could work. Okay, how does that look? That looks okay. Except, of course, the terrain that's over the tracks. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it like that. Then I'm going to have to paint on... Well, paint on the... Actually... Yeah, I'm going to paint on the rocks first, and then I'm going to remove the trees and paint on the ballast. My sketch was just a rough drawing, or a rough sketch. Okay, now it's time to delete the trees, just so I get a bit of a better idea of what this will look like when it's done. And actually these ones, I think I'm going to remove, rather. Though despite it being a sketch, it wasn't sketchy. Haha. Hello, Anthony Sarson 2. Welcome. I'm deleting trees. Yeah, that tree needs to move. Maybe like there. I'm gonna have a little bit more of a grassy forest floor area there. A little bit there as well. I don't know. Yeah, sure, a little bit here, and then I'll flatten this bit a little bit more. Okay, and then I'll just grab a few of these assets. Just place them around here. Okay, what about this bit? I like these trees here, but I don't like them being on the rock, so I'm going to have to just put a little bit more of this texture around here. Alright, okay, see you in a bit. Hold on, I wanted to get that bush asset there. Okay. Good, good. Now, I really like how this on the right there is forested, but it does look a little odd with the forest texture being, with it not being a rock texture in this environment. How are you today? Decent. School was meh, just working on my Trainz route, Westbrook Scenic. Nice! Not the school bit, but the Trainz bit, of course. Okay, well, what if I put on a little bit of rock along here? And then maybe bring this a little bit closer, making it a little bit less vertical so the textures aren't stretched as much. Maybe. Okay, well, let's just delete these splines here. They're just in the way at the moment. Over on the other side as well. And then I'm going to do the texture painting underneath here. Okay, let's just draw this over here. Okay. And I am actually going to leave a little bit of that gravel in here, just as a little clue that once the line was laid going this way. I think that's interesting. I'm going to put splines over it, though, probably. How about you guys? How are you all doing? Good, yes. I've been working on Tales of Vestia, among other things. I'm good, thanks. Been working on my game some more, modeling furniture. Nice. Add grass. Yes, I will probably add grass splines over that. I'm currently still doing the texturing, but yes. Okay, Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of the grass texture. Do I want to add this one or the taller one? Probably the taller one, actually. Over along here. And then I'm going to paint the ballast over the top of that. Okay. Now let's save and then I'll just draw over that. Thanks. Made a wooden table less than an hour back. Well, making a wooden table is rather easy. He meant a 3D model of one, not a real one. That's much harder. Okay, let's have a look at what this looks like. Not quite as simple, just 5 polygons and 1 texture. Not quite that simple shape, but yeah, it was pretty easy. Haha, sure it is. I'd roughen up the area of the terrain where the trackbed formerly was. I don't know. Okay. Okay, let's just add a few of these around here as well. Okay. Good enough to me. Yeah, it does look good, but like you can still see that there were once tracks there. Yeah, well, that's the point. That's why I left the little bit of gravel in here as well as the texture. I want to leave the bed like that. I will put splines over the top, grass splines, so it's not that obvious. But I do want to keep it like that. From the actual geometry point of view. Now I need to put some rocks around here. If only there was a place where I had recently used rocks that I could go back to and then find the assets. If only. Oh, wait! I see, but why though? Were there tracks there in universe? Probably. Why not? There used to be tracks over there. What were those tracks for? There is nowhere you'd go if there was a curve or a switch there. It would be too tight of a curve switch. Well, originally the tracks were like that. So hold on, I'll go back. Originally, so before this live stream, the tracks did go straight like this with a bridge over the top, and you can still see that there used to be a curve coming in like this and then joining up with the tracks here. So originally the bridge was turned to face north, and now I've switched it to face south. And back when I built this bit, I checked the radius and it was fine, so yes. But why would they tear down an entire bridge and rebuild it the other way? Well, maybe there was a storm that came through and the bridge collapsed because of that, and then when they rebuilt it anyway, they decided to rebuild it facing that way instead, because they found that it was more useful for the operations that they were running. I don't know. Yeah, just get some of these rock objects in here as well. I think you should leave that gravel there. You mean this gravel? Maybe. Although if I do, then... Actually, I could do some fun things with this. I could maybe do some half-buried sleepers or bits of rusty track or something like that, with overgrown with grass. That might look nice. Smells like calling all engines. What? What do you mean? Rebuilding a bridge after a storm and all, but to be frank, it does also smell of real life. That's an interesting way of putting that. Yeah, this huge boulder asset is the asset that I was just kind of peppering down in the river. Just here's one, here's one, here's one. This huge asset there. Makes it look like there was a rail there. Add some bushes and grass, plus some trees, and it's okay. Yeah, we'll probably do that. Aww. Lovely boulder. But not in the UK this time. I don't particularly like this bit sticking out like that. Let me... well, I guess this face would be the best one to have there if I don't want that, although... maybe if I move it down as well, like that. And then move this one down as well. You should run a test train over the bridge. Yes, and I will. Rock. Yes, leave it. And put a wolf lion on the top. What? Well, wolf mountain lion? You mean on that rock? No. No, 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 no. Okay. Let's do that. I might put some... Let's see, some of these objects over here as well. If I move them into the ground a bit. Sort of like that. Maybe add one up here as well. Like this. Good, good. And I will have a look at the other, look at it from the other side as well. That doesn't look good if it's sticking out like that. Hold on. Not sure if I like this shape here. Although like that it looks okay. And then I may actually go back and add some rocks on some of the other bits of the route as well. And then I'll need something here. Something to kind of make this look a little nicer. I'm not sure which way around. Or if I even want this asset. Maybe I don't. Maybe I want this asset instead. Just this narrow bit doesn't quite look as nice as I think it could look. I mean, of course, I could hide this entire bit in rocks. And that might actually be the best thing to do in this case. But then again, I don't want to add too many rocks for performance reasons. Again, with shadows on, this bit would look much nicer as well. For the test train, will you use the Fairbanks Moors or the 44 tonner again? No, I would use a steam locomotive because that has a longer wheelbase. And yeah, add a bush in front of that boulder or around them. Yeah, we could do with a bit of thickening up. I can yes. Thickening up, no. I prefer it being rocky like that. So maybe moving this down a little bit more. Because that was floating quite a bit. You what? Don't know what you mean. Yeah, makes sense. Do you know? I concur. Maybe. But then you've got the issue of having to keep this going along here. Maybe I don't. Although I should have a few more boulder assets kind of on the rocks a little bit like this. Why didn't you say so from the beginning, Agree? Well, concur is quite a common word here, so... when's the last time Mr. W has been on a stream? That was the last time he's been on one of the Star Trek Pathos streams, which has been a while ago, but he is admittedly quite busy with other stuff, and he's gonna still be busy with a lot of other stuff for a while. Okay, moving that down, just creating a little bit more of a 3D look to this area. Something like that, maybe. Not 100% certain. Again, I'd have to see it with shadows on. Just like up here, it just looks a little too smooth. Yeah, and that totally doesn't look dangerous at all. I'm not sure anymore. I didn't see the message before. Let it be, yeah, on that. Star Trek, Season 1, Episode 4. Well, thank you for finding that. Okay, so... Yeah, because now looking at this bit, you're like, oh, look at all that detail with those 3D rocks. Then you look over here and it's like, ah, that's quite empty. Which is why it can be tricky to do that. Shadows, more rail fanning soon? I don't know. Maybe. If I can't really travel that far at the moment. But if there's anything interesting down here, then why not? Weed this round here as well. Weed? What do you mean? We would this? Oh, you mean probably the Thomas and Friends boulder. Oh, Eliza, welcome. I thought you were on the road. We'd need. All right. So. Okay, I kind of have to turn on shadows at the moment. One moment. Because I really can only decide what this looks like when I can see it with shadows on. Hopefully it won't do a database rebuild. Not anymore. Have either of you ever seen a steam locomotive? Yeah, of course. I've literally filmed the steam locomotive, one of the steam locomotives, in that rail fanning video that I uploaded. I've seen quite a few. Unless you meant someone else. Not anymore. Come on in, Eliza. Are you reading me? I arrived at my house in the Alps. Good. Are they still big? The traffic was light. Ah, good to hear. Oh, I'm dumb. We're talking directly. Ah, good. I'm acting like a sped. Sped or spud? Okay, it's just loading in the background. Yep, just today I've seen Goliath and Braveheart. Oh, alright, I see. SPED like special education. Alright. Okay. Nice. So this is what it looks like with shadows on. Behold its beauty. And bushes apparently. So I'll need to, of course, replace the switch. Okay, so goes around here like that. And then yeah, with shadows on, the difference isn't that big between the flat bits and the more detailed bits with the rocks. Going through here, that looks so much nicer. Coming around here, although yeah, I will have to figure something out, because over here, this bit could use with some 3D rocks as well. But then a lot of this could, and a lot of the map in that direction could do as well. So I'll have to see. Maybe I'll add some more back there as well then. Yeah, so if, for example, here with this shot, like that, you can seeing those rocks in the distance there, and then looking over at the cliffside there, it just makes it feel empty. Although this does look good, so I'm happy about that. This bit does look good. You come around here, then you go over the bridge, and I should really see if it fit, if the locomotive I'm thinking of fits over here. What was it, a 2.8? Let's see, 2.8 anything. Ah, that's not exactly what I wanted. And this one's got too short of a wheelbase. I want one that's a bit bigger. I mean, that is a bit bigger, but it's articulated, so that kind of doesn't count. Ah, this is the one I wanted. Okay, so I'm fairly sure that this curve over here is fine. Yeah, that's fine. The only bit is this part of the curve right here, because this does look really quite steep. Let's quickly have a look. If only the shadow wasn't this dirty. I think that looks okay. It continues. Let's see, what is it like over here? That is just okay, I would say. Just okay. I wouldn't make it much sharper, but it looks like it just about works. I have a cat now. His name is Rick. Well, congratulations. Or maybe the cat has you. Dun dun dun. Right, a nice NWY6B. I'm not sure what that is. My cat is named Mima, and his brother from another mama, Miga. Ah, I see. Seems fine. Yeah, seems about right. Shadows, can you change the loco's properties to disable its own drop shadow? I don't think so. No. Some let you do that. Chesed? Chesed bend isn't simulated by Trainz. Oh, chassis bend. No, so I think that would work, IRL. Okay. So then we'll say that that curve is fine, which means I'll have to deal with this bit, and then I'll place some rocks going up to there, probably along this little bit there. But then I really want to get started working on that bit back here, because we've already spent half of the stream and we haven't gotten to the new bit yet. So let's work on this bit first, or next rather. So let's get the rusty tracks. Are you sure about you don't know it? To come with Trainz. Oh, I do know that. I just didn't know what it was called. Okay, well then, bye-bye, Eliza. Good night. I'm sure the Alps will make for a great environment to sleep in. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then here, I'm just gonna put some parts of this under the train a little bit, and then other parts a little bit less, and then so on and so forth, just to make it look like it really did once go back here. Okay, so just like that, and then one final little bit to make it go, just vanish under the terrain here. Just sort of like that. Actually, that looks quite nice. And I know that this curve is a little sharp, but some of this could have shifted slightly. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Now add some more bushes and grass. Yes, I will. Okay. So do I want this grass that tall, or do I want to move it into the ground slightly? Let's try like this, and then move it into the ground a bit. And then I'll add some more taller splines over on the sides, sort of like that. And then a bit like this. And then I'll put one, hold on, other way around, like that. Okay. And I think I will grab the grass texture and just put it over a few of the bits. I do want to keep some of the gravel there, but some bits of it I do want to cover up. Not that much, just a little bit, just to kind of make it feel a little bit more overgrown, like that. So you can still see some of the gravel there, but you've also got a little bit of the grass creeping over, like with the texture. Yes, that looks like I want it. Of course, I will need some more small trees or bushes or things like that. Which actually, for those, let's go down here. Let's grab them from here. Let's grab these ones. Any wildflowering planned? Not at the moment. But I might add some here and there. I mean, with my old Trainz maps, like my really old ones, what I used to do in pretty much every one is if I had a like a route that kind of went in a bit of a curvy pattern, or some kind of loops, or a network or something like that, I used to put in these old rickety abandoned shortcuts, essentially, that just went straight through the overgrown forest or something like that. And I used to do that on pretty much every map that I made. And I think the reason why I did that is because there were a few episodes from Thomas and Friends where they discovered these old lines, these long forgotten railway lines. Like, for example, that one with Toby where they discovered the castle and the old mine. And that, with the models that they used back then, just looked so magical that I included it on my routes as well, stuff like that. And I'm not too sure about all these bushes, because even though they look good, it does kind of mean that it looks odd if it's isolated like that. I would have to put this over on the entire route, like occasionally bushes like that, which I may end up doing, because some of these areas do need to be updated a bit, I feel like. Maybe? I don't know. Yes, Toby's Discovery, Hero of the Rails, etc. Didn't mean Hero of the Rails. That was... well, that was CGI. I meant more along like Great Waterton. That's what I meant, like Toby's Discovery in Great Waterton. And that first one, they also found Bertram, the old warrior, really just a replica of Duke with Smudge's face, who, fun fact, only had a total screen time of 19 seconds. Well, yeah, yes, that's the one, the Great Discovery. Okay, and since I've already got the bushes, might as well put some over here. Hold on, there we are. Yeah, that does add a lot, having a bit of green poking through here. Actually, since it's lower in the middle, I could just do something like that. Yes, that does make it look so much better. But that might be something to do after the... That might be something to do after the route itself is pretty much finished. Just me off stream having a pass of just updating some areas with rock assets and speed tree bushes and things like that, some of the more bare areas. Because I don't think it's interesting if... Well, for one thing, I don't think it's interesting if I just update areas that I've already built and just go over them again. Plus, if I only do it in 4 hours every week, assuming that it even works every week, which it may not, that would take ages. So, yes, may do that. Anyway, I've now spent another little bit of time working on this bit. We've only got an hour left. Okay, well, tell you what. I'm going to put a spline, grass spline. I'm going to do a few. I'm going to put a grass spline like that, and put some across like here, and then I'm going to move those down into the ground a bit, just so that it's a little bit easier to spot that there once was a track going along here. So something like that. Come on. And then I'll probably put a few more around the edges. Let's have another look from this angle. Yeah, something like that. Although this bit I don't quite like. This needs to be a bit lower. Just sort of like that-ish. Yes, like that. I quite like that. So you can see there is now grass over it. But you can also see that there used to be something more here at some point. Yeah, I kind of have to move this bit over a little bit, one moment, like that. Although then that's a little bit too... Hold on, one moment, it's not finished. Yes, like that. That's better. Bertram. Bertram, the narrow gauge engine. Yes. Good. I did not expect that bit to take that long. So, now, let's plan out how the tracks are going to go. So a trick that I like to use is zoom out just so that it's kind of halfway. So you can see it's not quite transitioned to the map yet because you can still see the edge of the baseboards there. Like if I move around, you can see it's still moving around this way. But I can actually still place baseboards like that. So we're coming up here. I want to kind of come around a little bit of a curve like this. Then I want the valley to open up, become much broader. And then I want it to kind of come along like that, around a curve. I want this area to have, well, to be forested. Well, the trees chopped down. And then probably the loading area up here, where you load up the logs. Maybe we can have plantations where trees are planted to regrow. So like that. I think that looks good. Because so this first bit from here up to there, with the tracks kind of going around like that, that is going to be the valley kind of being quite narrow still and then becoming broader. And then I want it to kind of become much more open up here as it's coming around this way. You're sort of in the gray area between normal view and map view. It's not that long. I mean, this is the size of the lake right there. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 baseboards. That's already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 baseboards. That's just the lake size like that. It's not that long. Okay, so now I need to set the height to start with. 223 meters. And I'm going to use the trick where I paint a small area with that height and then use the copy-paste tool to speed up the process. Alright, maybe it just seems longer on stream. What do you mean? Twitch relay in that. Oh, long as in late time, I see. Eh? Maybe not. I don't know what you mean. What do you mean? Unless you mean long as in time. Anyway, I must head off too. Okay, well, thank you for stopping by. Just the initial thought was, oh, that's long. See you tomorrow. I did mean length, it wasn't Twitch length. Well, Eliza, we'll be seeing you all tomorrow. Okay. Yes. Good night. Bye-bye. Okay. And it won't stay this narrow. I will make it wider up here so you can see both, so you'll have both sides of the valley. Okay. Slowly filling in this area. I could copy and paste a large area, but then it would lag more each time I place it. And so it would actually might be a little slower than this. Okay. Right, so now I want to quickly draw on how I want the tracks to go. Is that, yeah, that's big enough, good. Okay. So, actually, no, I don't, do I? No, I don't want, well, actually, yeah, that should be fine. Okay, then I want this to kind of carry on around there. And then as it opens up the valley right here, let's just have this kind of, these big broad curves like this. And then kind of becoming a little bit more diagonal going up this way. And this is where the logs will be loaded. So something like that, I was thinking. Is this curve too sharp? No, that should be fine. Maybe this one a little bit more smooth. Okay, so what sort of gradient are we on here? 2%. Yeah, 2% sounds actually a little bit steep. Let's do 1.5. Okay, let's make this a straight bit. Like that. And it's okay if the gradient varies slightly if I move the spline points. Like that, good, good. And then let's make it 0.5 gradient along here, just to change it up a little bit. And then here, this bit is where it becomes much broader, the valley. Do I actually need that straight bit in there? I don't know. Let's get rid of one of these spline points. And then let's move this one around a bit. Let's add another one in here. I don't know. Ah, like that. Okay, and then let's just put the gradient over it again, because that would be that'll probably be messed up by all the moving around that I did. I think that's good. Very nice seeing tracks being laid down, almost like a snake, snaking along the blue line. Yes. Okay, so this... Actually, is this where it'll... Ah, no, it doesn't... Although, should it? Yeah, I don't know. Originally, I'd planned for it to only really open up kind of there. But actually, maybe if I have it start over here, because then you're coming around, there'll be a hill on the left, coming around here, and then coming around this way. And then as you're coming back this way, that's when you can see it opening up a little bit more. Let's see that. Let's see if this works. Okay, and then here let's increase it to 1.2% gradient. Okay, and let's make this curve a little bit more outward. Is that the right? I guess outward is fine. And I might have a bridge going across here, like a road bridge or something. Okay, let's make this a straight bit, and then let's kind of just change the shapes of these curves a little bit, although actually yeah, that looks pretty fine, pretty okay. I like that little slink in there. Comes around this way. And this is definitely where it's already really very wide. Also, I will have to then think about where I want passing loops to be, if I want passing loops to be anywhere here. Okay, let's see. And yeah, like that. Even though that's not really the path I had drawn, it is actually a much nicer path. Okay, I'll need to add a spline point in here as well. Okay, and then actually I will continue all the way to the end, even though I will have to have sidings and stuff up here. But just to be able to have the terrain aligned to the tracks. So like that, which means we're going to be at a final height of about just over 300 meters up here, which is nice. So, okay, let's create the right-hand side slope first. And look at how tiny the brush looks. Okay, so the reason why I'm not aligning the terrain to the tracks and then go from there is because that would create very jagged geometry, and I want the geometry to stay quite smooth so it's easier to work with, because otherwise I'm going to have to use the plateau tool to smoothen it out, then go back over it, then smoothen it again, and so on. But this way it's going to be much easier, or rather it is much easier. And I'll do this joining bit later. So I'm going to deal with that later. Okay. It's nice to do terrain work again. Should probably save as well. I'm trying. So here the slope is still going to be quite steep because, of course, the slope is very steep up here. But then over here, I do have to make it kind of become quite a bit more shallow, which is going to be a bit more difficult to do because of the brush size. I need to really add another baseboard here, hold on. Now I've got to smoothen this bit out. I promise this will look better when it's finished. And I would use the get height and then use the set height tool to kind of create these plateaus and then create the hills from there, which might be better, except that it's on a grade, and so I'll have to do these steps and then smooth the steps and then work from there, which might still be quicker, but I doubt it. Maybe the river leaves the tracks here, maybe? I was thinking that the river does continue along, but it gets further away. So that it's because the valley is quite shallow at this point. The river is maybe down at this point and carrying along there, while the tracks are up here. Maybe leave this bit as is and add a bridge here? No. If I'm going to add a bridge, then I want to see what the scenery looks like before, and then I'll see if I want to add a bridge and where. Okay, so let's just make... actually, I want to make the shallower section, the slope, look good first, so then I can kind of replicate that going forward. So let's make a section from kind of here to about there. So let's start by fixing setting the train height to the tracks. Let's put that up to there. Actually, I've got an idea. I might be able to use spline gradients to get a better idea of what I want the gradient to look like. Interesting. See, that already looks better. Okay. And then after I finish this little bit, I'm going to set the train head to the tracks again. Just because, like, for example, over here, it's not at the height anymore because I've smoothed it over. So now I need to reset it to the height to then be able to re-smooth it so that there won't be any kind of large cuts or embankments, which there could be some, but I like it more if it kind of fits more smoothly with the terrain. See, that looks good. That's sort of the angles that I was looking for. Also, another thing I found out, it was William Strodley who came up with the LBSCR Improved Engine Green livery. Ah, maybe it's mid-gen related, but no, it's interesting. Okay, and now let's do the slope going up to this bit, and we'll see how far we can get in today's stream. That's delivery. Yeah, I'm not really talking that much because I'm quite concentrating on how I want this to go. Because when I'm building this, I'm not just looking at the slope here, I'm also imagining the slope on the other side. And for example, if I pull the slope down a little bit more like this, for example, then that means that I'm pulling the center point of the valley, like the lowest point of the valley, over a little bit more as well, which means that that other slope has to be pulled over, and then maybe that bend here suddenly, because originally I wanted the left-hand slope to obscure part of that bend as you go along, but if I keep dragging this out further and further and further, you will actually be able to look down that valley, which could be beautiful, but that wasn't what I originally wanted. So as I'm doing this, I'm kind of keeping all of those things in my head and trying to think about if that is what I want and how that would work and fit with other things and how it would look, and if it's how much variation there is to the other branches up here, because of course I want there to be quite a lot of difference between this branch down there and this up here, and then another lot of difference between to this one that's going to go up this way. So I'm kind of keeping all of that in mind as well as I'm working on this, which kind of means that I'm a bit too distracted to really be able to talk much during that. Well, you like that, good. Will there be a second lake? Over here? No. Let's save. And this bit I really need to have more kind of flat, because I will have sidings and log storage and stuff like that over here. An interweb person. Oh, hello. Welcome. It's been quite a while. Okay, so yeah, this is where we're working currently on the map, up there. Which this branch is going to end up there, where we'll have the big timber loading facility. Yeah, now just imagine this sort of slope on the other side as well, and then you'll have a bit of, well, plus more green stuff, and then you'll have a better idea of what this will look like when it's finished. Yeah, that's great. That's a great thought. Good. If it were not a good thought, then might as well stop and redo all of this bit. Okay, so now I'm just pulling this out. Actually, I can use the set height tool. Pull this out so that I can have the slope continue up here. Yes, good. Is that a bit too steep? I don't think so. I think that's a good steepness of the slope. This isn't train fever after all. Error, slope too steep. Oh no! Ah, there we go. Yeah, that's a good slope. That is a good slope. And I'll deal with this bit back here when I actually have the slopes done up to this point, and then I'll do the end cap of this valley. By end cap I mean just it going along for a bit and then out of sight. And also I've changed my mind about the town over here. I want to have a town on this branch up here, but I don't want to have one on this branch. I think there's just the logs up here. So you can see that this looks much better than, for example, this. Yes. Okay, and then I'll apply it up to the point where the valley gets narrow again, which should be like there, ideally, probably. Well, like there, sure. Also, speaking of Train Fever, yesterday Urban Games shared their last preview of their next update. There's a new feature called Mod Present. Oh. Not present, preset. Mod preset. Yeah, presets, exactly. That makes more sense. I thought like the mods were presented in a way, like you could like maybe it would load the 3D models in the mod loader, so you didn't have to click on the Steam page every time to see what mod it was, or something like that. That's what I thought with present, like it's presented in a different way, so it's easier to organize. But no, presets are more useful, I find, or I would probably find. Tomorrow evening they'll have a live stream with Skystorm and Squirrel. Yes, the Squirrel. Yes. Ooh, nice. It's been a long time since I've played Transport Fever 2. I would love to play that on stream again, but the time is the issue there. I see, ... Like, I would love to download just so many of those lovely old British steam locomotives and coaches and wagons and stations, and then do a British playthrough. Then unlocking all of that, and that would be a lot of fun. Here's a great restaurant name. Time is of the essence. Haha, sure it's with the right-hand drive traffic mod. Yeah, why not? Although, to be fair, I would probably still use Wise, but still, why not? Yeah, that is nice. Thyme, not time. Ah, well, sometimes I think that is pronounced time, isn't it? Like, for example, the river, Tyne. Doesn't that also have a H in it? Tyne, the river Tyne? Or am I just completely misremembering it? Nope? What river name does... There's a river that has the TH, but it's just pronounced as T. What is that river? The Thames. No, not the Thames. I'm thinking of a different river. I don't know. It's one of them, if it exists at all, and it's not just a fabrication of my imagination. Ah, right. That's... yes. That definitely deserves that level of enthusiasm. I don't know. Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a potamologist. What? Potamologist. I've not heard that word before. Explain what that is. From Wikipedia, potamology is the scientific study of rivers where limnology is the study of inland waters in general. I see. I've not heard that before. Okay. Okay. Oh, and we've gone past 10. I was about to just say river geologist, but then I decided to conduct very basic research. So I think that this looks quite nice as a kind of start of how this valley is going to look. So actually, if we'll go back down here, so you've got this open space here with the lake. Comes up here, splits off. Then this is going to be still relatively steep, actually quite steep slopes. Comes around here, comes around there, and then here it's going to flatten off to sort of around these slopes, these more shallower slopes, as it's just kind of winding its way up the valley. So you're just going to wind its way up the valley like this, and then we're going to go up to the timber loading station here. See, that's not that long. See, it's basically just going around that big C shape there, and then coming back up onto that. See, just kind of going around this C shape there, and coming around onto that. Yeah, alright. Fill it with grass? No, not yet. No, not yet. Maybe you could plant the grass seeds so that they're ready for Saturday stream. No. Before I do texturing, I want to, well, first of all, finish this side of the valley, then do the other slope, and then I'm going to do that. So we need to get a thumbnail. Of course, I'm going to use the pretty area for the thumbnail, because why wouldn't I, basically. Does that look good, or is that going to look flat? That might look flat. I don't know, let's see. Yeah, that does look a little flat. Maybe something like that. Yeah, that's going to be the thumbnail. There we are. Yeah, and the speed tree bushes in here do add a lot. So, We're really making progress on this map. We really are making progress. Look at it. Look. Progress. Progress. I know, I can hardly contain my excitement, which sounds sarcastic, and it is a little bit, but there is a core of truth to that. I'll just add a few more trees of safety. There we are. Maybe the flatity is down to the FOV. No, it was because of the shadow. If you're looking at it that small, there is barely any contrast. So, no, we can't see the trees of safety. It's fine. So, with that, thank you all very much for watching. This live stream will be archived on YouTube. And tomorrow, the second part of Star Trek Pathos, A Thief by Hook or Crook. That's what I called it, yes? I think it's just A Thief. Hold on, let me quickly double check. Yes, A Thief by Hook or Crook. That's going to be interesting. So, until then, bye-bye. Good night. There we are.